this collegiate baseball weight program that I keep hearing about. It's, I don't know, it seems like they're trying to downgrade the idea of being stronger. Like, one aspect from what I've heard from a guy, I'm not going to name any names or any programs, but is they were doing like 3x10, 4x10, maybe 5x10, but every warm-up set counts as a set, right? So like, say you do a bar set, and then you do 70 kilos or like 155 pounds, and then you do next jump, maybe you do 100 kilos, and then you do 120 kilos, and then by the time you're actually at your working set of like 130 kilos, you just do it once and you're done, right? Or maybe twice, depending on who you are and what kind of jumps you make. But it just seems like that's not enough to create a proper stimulus. Okay, I get it. Like, general strength training, like, oh, we're not trying to make them really big, like, we're not trying to make them really strong. Like, okay, but you're in the gym already, why not run a program that makes them strong? And I heard from another guy, different program, says, you know, they're avoiding things. They avoided back squats, they only did front squats, and they could not load past a certain weight in which they could not move the weight fast enough, right? So I understand the concept, but these kids, if you think of them as kids, have not had enough experience for speed of bar to matter on a front squat or on a back squat or on a deadlift or whatever it is. So why are we picking these fruit that are high-hanging when maybe we should just let them run a simple 5x5, have them do a 5 rep max, work off percentages, then do 3 rep max, work off percentages, and then have them touch a single every now and again, and then keep going through that cycle until you stop yielding good results. The results that I see when people are avoiding things, or they're making them, the program isn't eliciting a specific response, is that they become weaker. And yeah, they might be able to move 135 pounds in a front squat fast, but the second they load 185 on a front squat, they've never had that weight on their body. They've never been able to move that weight. They can't be strong in those positions. So you're not really making them stronger. You're not making them be able to move faster. You're making them weaker, right? Which in turn makes them slower, makes them not be able to move their body weight as fast. And I think the idea of force production is lost with these kind of programs. Like, force production is the epitome of most sports. There's a couple examples of where it doesn't matter as much, but there is still an element to that, like Tour de France, like force output per stroke, like that matters. Or like, sorry, Tour de France, very specific. Like bicycling, right? Or running, like force production matters, but in a different kind of sense of one rep isn't the key. Multiple reps over time, continuously, that's the key, right? Swim stroke, like all this kind of stuff that you wouldn't look at as force production is force production, just on a different spectrum. So when you're talking about a guy that throws 97, you need him to be able to withstand forces of great amounts, and limiting him to 135 pounds or 185 pounds on a front squat because he's not moving it fast enough is, in my head, in my world, the wrong, look out, Leaf, is the wrong idea. Like, I just think whether or not these trainers are too scared to load these kids, or are just not willing to like put the work into like teaching these kids how to properly lift, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. But it seems like it's fairly consistent thing across the board. And I'm not just talking about like these top end D1 programs. I'm talking about most collegiate programs have a lower emphasis on strength, which I'm cool with. Like, you play a sport that requires you to put strain on the elbow on a daily basis. Like, yeah, should we lift overhead every day? Like, I don't think so. Do I think we should lift overhead and gain proper mobility through the shoulder blade? Like, yes. Do we need to work on fatigue management? Yes. Do we need to squat our faces off and be really strong? Like, there's a time and a place, right? In season, do we squat to max? No, we touch some 75 to 80%. We stay consistent. But it's not like we're deloading these kids like, oh, I only want you to squat 50% because you're in season. Like, no, that's going to make them weaker, which makes them more at risk of injury. Like, you don't have enough power to stop your body or to start your body in any movement that requires 100% max, because your body's just not ready for it. 50% is not going to make you ready. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if there's some collegiate coaches, some collegiate strength coaches, if there's some pro strength coaches, like you guys want to weigh in on this. I don't know. I don't think I have that many followers to even get a response, but these are my ideas, those are my thoughts, and I'm out.